Okay, so this is my 650SX. I've had it for years now. This is what we call Old Faithful or reliable. It's always came with me to the lake with all my other skis, and this one's always ran when I've had issues with all the other ones. This thing always works, always puts a smile on the face. It's why I love it. I wish it was a rear exhaust exit. It's the only thing I like about it, but there's mods for that. I might do that later. But the plans for this winter project is I want to strip it down. I want to re-gel coat the top and bottom. Redo some of the seals with the fuel tank, and maybe do some exhaust mods to it to make it just that much better. So that's the plan for this. We're gonna get cracking on that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so got it fairly cleaned out. It's not perfect. I scrubbed it pretty good, but it's good enough for me. You know, I don't need it to be 100% perfect. This is no show ski. I kind of stripped the hood off. I'm going to sand down and gel coat the hood first as a practice. It just feels less daunting than jumping straight into that first time. Starting with like a 300 grit, and then I'm gonna work my way up to 1,000. And if it's pretty smooth, I'll start layering on some coats. We'll find out. All right, finished sanding the top side. Now to get started on the bottom. Some of this damage was already here, and some of it I did myself. This is right here, you can tell somebody tried bondoing it before. Did a horrible job. And right here they tried bondoing it up and did a little bit of a horrible job too. But this, I broke off myself. Maybe I added to that. Some of these scuff marks is me. I like to get wild, get close to shore and cut really close. I love it. I love the feeling of just like gliding near land. So it is what it is. This is an old 650. She's a beast. I'm gonna get started on this. I'm gonna sand it all down first, and then dry it off, and then might apply some bond, like the fiberglass Bondo tonight to fill in the holes. Take this off. Damn, that's hella rusty. I might have to hit that with some sandpaper. All right, let's get going. Oh my goodness. I already cleaned out most of the garage. It was covered in powder. It was destroyed. It was bad. But I am pretty much there. I've been going over a few coats of Bondo up in here, fixing the really bad spots. But it's just about ready to be gel coated. But I'm kind of torn. My plan was just to do like the hull and the top pieces and the hood right down there. I did one layer on the hood, like I said. It's come out pretty good. But now I'm kind of torn. Do I want to strip it down and do like a whole paint change? Because the gel coat, I got 2 of these tubs. Rim-based gel coat. You know, they come with the catalyst, but they come with these colors to change the color if I want to. You know, because every 650 is white. This was kind of like my red, white, and blue ski. Kind of America themed. Maybe if I make it blue, I don't know. Okay, so this is a few days later when I got back to it. I finished filling in kind of Bondo material, the fiberglass stuff, the resin. And then did a few layers of gel coat rolled on. So it has a little bit of a texture to it. I'd like to get rid of that. So we're gonna start the sanding process. I'm gonna start somewhere around like 300 to 600, then 800, then like 1200, and then I'll do a rubbing compound, and it should look pretty good at that point. Okay, well, you know, I tried sanding it a little bit with a power sander, and it was a bad idea. It kind of came through a little bit here, where I did some patchwork, a little bit there, and here. So I'm gonna hit it with like a 600-ish, then work my way to 1,000 or whatever, and get it really smooth, and then hit it with like a, you know, like a buffer to make it super like smooth. But I don't got the energy for that. I got a million other projects to do coming up here soon. And I'm leaving for a little bit for vacay. So, you know, I'm gonna call it good. I'm just gonna start putting it together and be done with the bottom half at least, and then start crackling on the top. This is a 650 obviously, so I had to glue it back in place while bolting it. It's not the greatest job, but you know, good enough. Okay, here we have the stock plate and aftermarket plate. The ski, like it dwarfs a lot when you're jamming, and I don't like that. So I heard if you got an extended riding plate, it helps with that, eliminates a huge chunk of that. So I'm gonna give that a try. I am picking up an Ocean Pro 400 millimeter. So we'll see if there's a difference. Okay, so at this point, I tried to install that ride plate, but the threads were stripped a little bit. So then I tried to run a tapper through it, and the tapper broke off in there. I know, kind of impressive. And then I tried to do a tap and die set on it, and it was not having it. And this is about the time when I grabbed a large bottle of alcohol and started slamming it, and I kept trying more and more and more to the point where I was like literally losing my shit in my driveway, breaking stuff. It was a good time. So now I'm kind of at a little pause point, looking at options and what to do here. I eventually reached out to a jet ski community, and they told me what most people do is they just use what's known as a hole saw, and they just drill out the whole entire piece outside of the metal part, and then just kind of fiberglass and slash epoxy in a new like reverse thread or whatever they call it. So I'm gonna give that a try when I get a chance. I haven't had a whole lot of time lately to do all this. We'll figure it out.